Jā, sākam. Visi gatavi? Okay, labi. Welcome to Service Design course. First thing I realized when looking into service design that service design is actually 10% design and 90% creating the conditions for design to happen. And I want to take you through these steps and introduce you more about this topic. And this is my overview of the presentation. Deliverables were the big idea, or problem solution, key features and user benefits, and the impact. And of course, research, which includes stakeholder mapping, empathy maps, customer journey, and so on. So my KPIs that I set were make a structure of my app and create a pricing plan. But let's start with what even is service design. Well, design is not just how it looks like and feels like. Design is how it works. As you can see in the picture, it's what customers see, but there's also the backstage or the back end of how things work. And service design combines both of these elements. In service design, things that goes into are empathizing or understanding users' pain points, then defining the ideas, the problems, and picking just one, then creating the journey map, ideate what goes into this problem, make the prototype and test it, and through these tests you can improve the idea even further. I want to touch upon the double diamond, which the first half is understanding the problem and just making these surveys, understanding is it a problem, and then looking at the design perspective. Today I'm going to focus more on the second half because in previous course I validated the problem, defined customers, created customer persona, created landing page, understood competitors, product description, and marketing. But to go back, I also created this Cloudflow landing page, and basically my idea is around this app that would be made for poets. They could put on poetry in this app and people could buy and review it, and from the previous interviews I understood the most pain point that they have is that they're afraid of posting, is they were good enough, and in this app these poets could boost each other's confidence, and there would be also people that could buy these works, but I will get into that later. I started with empathy map. Empathy map is when you try to see everything from customers' perspective, what they would say, think, do, and feel. And I started with posting a poem. They would share excitement for posting something because most of the people I surveyed haven't posted anything, but they would want. Express intent when posting that they want to post, ask for feedback, maybe for friends, are they were good enough. They would look at the quality of their poem, audience reception, how much would they price the poem, and what's the purpose of posting. They would look at other creators' work and reviews to see how people interact with each other in this app, check prices on other artworks, read through their poem, and check how posting works and what tags they should use. And they would feel excited, maybe a little second-guessing, nervous, but inspired and hopeful to build their portfolio. Second empathy map I created was buying lyrics. Let's say the person is creating music, but they're not so good at writing, so they want to buy these lyrics, and they would express preferences with hashtags and themes that would be in this app to search for work, seek clarification on the purchasing processes and legal aspects if needed, and also share excitement. They would consider the relevance and sustainability of lyrics for their song, and weigh the cost of purchasing these lyrics for the budget, and would it really add value to their music. And they would spend time browsing through different sections of the app, find sustainable lyrics, and purchase selected lyrics through the app and complete the transaction. And they would also be excited because they would find the lyrics that really suit their idea for the song, and hopeful that these lyrics resonate. Next, I created stakeholder mapping. There would be in core team these artists, buyers who would buy the artworks and art enthusiasts that just want to browse through the app. There would also be involved legal advisors, payment gateway providers, and platform administrators that would help to upkeep the app. And indirectly involved would be technology partners, patent authority, which would work with the copyrights for this app, and for marketing, there would be social media, promotion partners, and influencers. But I just made a lot of statements, which creates confirmation bias, and to avoid that, I conducted a survey with 21 questions for writers and for buyers, divided in 2 sections. And I had to evaluate my niche, find really people that are interested in lyrics and poems. And I joined several Facebook groups, actually many more than these. These were the private ones that I mostly waited for to be let in. Then I understood I can't post anything with links. I didn't stop there. I posted talking with people and posted the link below. People were reactive, but they didn't really fill the survey. So then I thought maybe joining Reddit groups. Also looking at poetry groups, and I posted it, and it turns out I have to be at least 30 days a user of Reddit, and mind you, I've never been in Reddit in my life. And then I decided, I read, you can still comment in threads, and they also have comment groups. I went there too. Reddit is a little scary place. I do not recommend. I didn't get too many responses there either, but at least I tried. And then I went with the way that I posted my survey on Instagram, got more people, but they weren't that much into my niche and these. And then I was like, you know what, this doesn't work. I'm just gonna move on and interview people. I knew several people that write songs, that are into poetry. Some people write. I conducted around 7 interviews with the time I had left. And yeah, people were very, they gave me much more ideas than through the survey. And through these interviews, I created customer personas. This is Amy, she's 19. She's from Latvia, Riga. She's a student, and she's been passionate about art since she's a child. She's reading a lot, and she likes writing. And she has expressive personality. She uses laptop for schoolwork and phone for social media and communication. Her goals is she's motivated to just share her artwork to inspire others and to build her portfolio. And her preferences for the app would be strong user interface, easy to use, and safety and privacy concerns. Second, I made Roy. He's 20, from Latvia, Texas. He's also a student who is passionate about making music in free time. And he also uses laptop and phone, just as the Amy. And his goal is to make beats, but he's not good with words, so he wants to collaborate and find these lyrics. And preference is what was different from Amy's. He wants the app to be fast, because he doesn't want to be waiting to find these lyrics. And then I started brainstorming how I could make my app better, had the different ideas. I also asked in the interviews, I didn't say my idea directly. I was like, imagine this app that's like for poets. What would you want to be in this app? How would this app look like? How would it function? What would you like to see in it? And then I took the best ideas that resonated with me, which would be this still cost-free forum for discussions, making digital purchasable poetry books of new artists, rating artists to boost their profile, and selling lyrics to new music producers. What I really liked was daily motivation messages from the artists that could be also a good scalability option. Then this would come with a lot of costs: copyright integration costs, operating, development of the app costs, and marketing costs. And how would I earn from my website, from my app? I made a pricing plan. So poetry books would work that there are these 2 to 3 poems that people can see, and the rest book they could buy from 1 to 20 euros from these interviews. I also understood how much people would be willing to pay, and song lyrics, sing the whole song, but you can buy it so you can use it in your artwork, so you would have these copyrights. And then there would be Pro Plan, which would give you access to highest ranked artists, sing full poems, posting more than 4 posts a month, which would be like 4 euros a month, but I would understand better the pricing if I contacted a web developer and see how much actually the all costs would be, and then making pricing plan regarding to those costs. But what if more people want to buy the creative work? Well, there would be bidding. Well, so artists could choose if they want to put their artwork for sale or wait a week till someone bids and gets the lyrics. And then I made customer journey. So people would learn about the app. They would download the app in the App Store. They would navigate through the app interface to explore all its features. They would discover the search functionality, keywords, hashtags, user browser to search results and select a desired poem. They would proceed to purchase these poem books, and they would receive a confirmation of their purchase with the copyrights, and later on they could also review the book to make the artist rates go higher. There were also other things that went in this customer journey, which could be what I thought of was agreeing to explicit language. So if kids are using it, then they wouldn't agree to it, but let's say you are writing these lyrics and it's like a rap song and there are some swear words, then you would have to separately, you could choose to agree to this explicit language. Then I made the service blueprint, which is like the front stage actions and backstage actions and the service outcome. But mainly, this app would be for people who want to collaborate with each other, and the description would be that artists can be found by their usernames. There will be For You page to browse the work. Lyrics and poems would be divided in 2 different sections, and artworks can be found by hashtags, and the most known and scaling artists will be shown in different sections, and users will be able to buy and sell the artistic content. And the economic impact would be reduced paper usage and lower carbon footprint, as people would write in phones and laptops, and social impact increased collaboration through artists. And my key takeaways, I would say, is that go step by step, because I had all of these ideas in my head and I just put them all down. Like I had this huge Miro board where tons of things that I thought of, and then I just started putting it step by step. So it's okay to brainstorm, but to not get confused in all this idea overflow. And second of all was individual project. I was concerned because there can be a lot of confirmation biases when working with service design, especially if you work alone. But sometimes the best group work is done individually. And my next steps would be reach out to a web developer to understand the costs, create more accurate pricing plan, interview more people, find more ways to find these groups, maybe make my own group and start creating this community, and create the landing page, improve it. And thank you. You can use up your creativity.
Kādam varbūt ir uzreiz jau?
Man ir jautājums.
Jā, interesanti.
Sorry. I just wanted to ask you, you had your personas, but I remember you had at least the same names in the last project. How did the interviews and information that you found out in this course impact those personas?
I didn't have Roy before, the person who makes these but doesn't have lyrics, and I also asked people completely different questions. I understood like more the age gap, and the Amy, she was like, the previous time, those facts I wrote down, they were the same, but they were a little different, and they were completely out of my perception. I didn't have research behind it, so now I ask questions to specify what those people are doing in free time and how they think.
Were there any big changes?
Not much, actually. There weren't no big changes. It was just more specified.
I will comment. Thank you for your personal sharing about your experience with these surveys, and I think that was amazing to see how actually in real life where we are with the surveys. What I want to ask you, why you are thinking about app instead of website? Is there evidence?
Previous time that I looked at these in this research, I understood most people use it through phone, and I think app would be much more easily to use and a little easier to create as well. As I talked with one friend of mine who works with these codes and everything. I just really like the idea of that, and it could also be made as a web page, of course, and integrated into app, which would be easier than if I made an app and then wanted to make a website. But mostly I understood from people that I interviewed that would much more likely like to use an app.
Yes, since we are talking here about service, it is really, you cannot here think about what you think, or you have to really be sure, because definitely app or also website costs a lot of money. So you have to actually test before you come with conclusion which way you are going, because these are still quite different services. And so it's important that you have like proof that you need to go in one or other direction, and definitely test it. And yes, I'm actually quite, I'm not sure that in poetry writing app would be the best solution, and also about how you use this poetry, because as you said, for the music, for example, actually in all your personas it was written they are using laptops for studies. So it means that they are using laptops. It's not just on like a phone, like my daughter, she have only phone. So there is question how you are using this poetry. If you are singing, for example, I don't know, or having it on your screen. So how actually this app is integrated with how it's together with the laptop, and how you see. And then at the end, maybe you will have to copy paste, I don't know, in WhatsApp the lyrics, and then you get it on your laptop. So it's really important how you, and that's why actually this user journey and also service blueprint is important to actually really develop in details how, when, why, and then you can really understand which way to go. But yes, I see that I think you are very, it's your project. It's your kind of, your personality and your project. So go ahead.
Yes, thank you. And about
That's good.
More feedback then.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I like that you put it in this theory part as well in the beginning. It kind of was kind of easing in and easier to understand what you're presenting and how far you have gotten with your project currently. And I'd like at the end you had these insights that I know at the beginning of service design you were scared or doubtful about doing this alone, but currently you have, maybe it's not that bad because you don't have to try to convince anyone else that your project is good. You do your own confirmation bias in this case. You can just believe yourself in it, and that's good enough. At landing page, you mentioned this cloud flow. There's no need to mention it. It's kind of confusing because it's just landing page you're using. So there's no need for you to mention another brand in this case, because you could just say I made a LyricLand landing page, and that would be just me saying like I used Google page or any other pages. It kind of doesn't help you presenting better your idea in this case. And I like that you showed the struggle, which was good, like regarding the forms and all of that ones, and just probably hoping to see in the next weeks when you finally get into those groups so you can start to get more data out of them as well. Yeah.
Yes, I'm also looking to make my own group and find people that want to join. I think that
Yeah, that's why I saw there's a lot of 1,000 people into those groups, so it would be good that you use them more.
Yeah, I try to like go into smaller groups and bigger groups. Like mainly, I got down to the same struggle.
Yeah, and did you started that community page or not yet?
Not yet, because I have to be 30 days a user, at least in Reddit, and in Facebook I can create a Facebook group, but I didn't get to it yet.
Yeah, because that's probably going to be a good way how to test it.
Yes.
At least how to get some real answers. Yeah.
Podcast, how important actually are getting people to sign up for these landing pages,
Mm-hmm.
and through this community I can find my niche.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. Amazing.
We have
Time's
no more
up.